That was The Emotions with Best of My Love. Welcome to the Rise Weekly Review for June 13th to June 20th, 2022. Before we begin this week in review, police and family members are looking for a missing child. 14-year-old Leticia Gomez Burgos was last seen on Sunday, June 12th, after she ran away from her Hammond home. She is believed to be in Chicago. She is 4'7", 116 pounds, and has brown, shoulder-length curly hair. She had a white Jordan duffel bag full of clothes and may be wearing black Jordan Space Jam shoes or white Air Force One shoes. Anyone with information is asked to contact Hammond Police at 219-852-2906 or her family at 773-867-9729. If she is seen, please call 911 immediately. And now, the news. On Wednesday, a shooting in South Shore left a young man dead. The man, identified on social media as 25-year-old D'Anthony Purvis, was shot to death on the 2500 block of East 79th. According to reports, Purvis was standing outside around 1:10 a.m. when someone approached him and opened fire. He was hit in the neck and body. He was transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center where he passed away from his injuries. On Friday, a 17-year-old girl was wounded in a South Chicago shooting. According to reports, around 9:50 p.m., she was in a ride-hailing vehicle on the 8800 block of Mackinac. Someone in an SUV opened fire on the vehicle, striking the teen in the shoulder. She was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center and last reported in good condition. A 24-year-old man was left critical after a shooting in South Chicago on Friday. Around 5:30 a.m., police found a man with a gunshot wound to the leg on the 8300 block of South Baltimore. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center. According to police, the man was very uncooperative and refused to answer any questions about the shooting. 26-year-old Travell Shipp was charged with attempted murder for a Sunday shooting in South Shore. Prosecutors allege Shipp opened fire on a 23-year-old woman during a domestic incident around 3:56 a.m. on the 7100 block of South Yates. The unidentified woman was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where she was last listed in good condition. Shipp was due in bond court on Monday the 20th. During the week, a fire broke out at Gluth Roofing at 6701 Osborne Avenue in Hammond. The fire caused structural damage to the company's building, along with destroying tens of thousands in insulation supplies the company uses for schools. Fire officials say the fire was caused by a firework. The company was hit by another fire in June of 2020 and was reportedly having difficulties due to supply issues. On Saturday, famous actor and comedian Jimmy Walker hosted the 70s Soul Jam at the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond. The actor, best known for his role as JJ on the hit 70s TV series Good Times, was the event's MC. The event, which started at 8 p.m., included music by the Stylists, Blue Magic, Heatwave, and the Chicago band The Emotions, among others. A South Chicago artist and former gang member, Roman Villarreal, held his debut art exhibit in Westtown during the week. Roman Villarreal grew up in the bush and frequently traveled between Chicago, Mexico, and Texas with family. Villarreal was a member of the Royal Knights street gang in South Chicago that disbanded in the 80s, with some members joining the Spanish gangster Disciples around 88th and Houston. He was also a veteran of the Vietnam War before returning to work in the steel mills. Villarreal became a self-taught artist whose work included painting and sculptures. Villarreal now runs an art studio in South Chicago on 93rd in South Chicago. His exhibit, titled South Chicago Legacies, is curated by Allison Amick and will run from June 17, 2022 to January 8, 2023 at the Intuit Center for Intuitive and Outsider Art located at 756 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago. On Friday, activists with the People's Council of the Southeast Side secured a victory at Big Marsh and Hegewisch. The group had protested the plans by the Port Authority to include an RV park in a revised Big Marsh plan. After several meetings, the Port Authority announced on Friday that it would no longer include the RV plans for Big Marsh. On Saturday, the community group Bridges Puentes hosted its second anniversary event. The event served to celebrate the group's accomplishments after 2 years. The group began inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement protests in 2020. The group has since organized several events, including protests against RMG, the Mexican Independence Day Caravan, and the Eastside Pride Parade, among others. The event, held on Saturday at Roma's Lounge, included food, dancing, and drinks. And finally, during the week, Chicago Department of Housing announced that South Shore would be added to the Chicago Micro Market Recovery Program. The program provides funds to nonprofits to distribute to eligible homeowner occupants of up to $15,000 for home purchases in the designated area, along with forgivable loans to help owner occupants make home repairs. The targeted area is between 79th and 67th between South Shore Drive and Jeffrey. The Neighborhood Network Alliance was selected to be the area community partner. For more information, you can contact the NNA at 773-609-3007 or hello@thena.org. Additional general inquiries can be sent to Assistant Commissioner Will Edwards at the Department of Housing through email at willie.edwards@cityofchicago.org. And that ends our weekly review for June 13th to June 20th, 2022. And to all of us, to all of you, happy Juneteenth. Thank you for joining us for this week in review. Peace.